What is going on, Poor Boys RC crew? Thanks again for tuning into the Monday vlog. We got a lot of stuff to cover this week, so let's get started. First of all, I want to start off with giving some stuff away. If you guys remember last week, we reviewed this little fella, the Camtom 4x4 drift car. This is from RTR Hobby. That was a sponsored video. And I asked RTR Hobby if they wouldn't mind giving one of these away to the Poor Boys RC crew. They were totally stoked to do it. So guess what? One of you guys are going to win this thing today. On top of that, I've got this one, the 143 scale. This is another drift car from RTR Hobby. This is a little Porsche, that little orange dude. Right there. We did a video on this one a little while ago as well. This one ended up in my personal collection, so I'm going to donate this to one of you viewers at home. Say thanks for watching my show. RTR Hobby is donating one of these. Not this exact one. It's going to come right from RTR Hobby. This one's going to go to an international winner because I can't send batteries overseas. So this will come right to one of you guys from RTR Hobby. And this one that I'm holding in my hand is going to go to one of you guys in Canada or the USA. So without further ado, let's draw this one. This one's coming from me to you. The winner is, roll the wheel, brrr, David Bernstein from the US of A. Congratulations, David. You just won my drift car. Send me an email with your shipping address and phone number to poorboysrc78@gmail.com. poorboysrc78@gmail.com. This guy is coming to you. Thanks for watching the show, dude. And now for the Camtom 4x4 drift car. Let's spin the wheel again. Brrr. And the winner is Hansel Jorgensen from Denmark. I probably butchered your name. I'm really sorry if I did. I'm going to call you Han Solo. Han Solo Jorgensen, the coolest name on the planet. You just won the Camtom 4x4 from RTR Hobby. Send me an email to poorboysrc78@gmail.com with your full shipping address and phone number, and I'll make the arrangements for RTR Hobby to send one of these to you. Thanks to everybody that joined the Totally Tubular contest and for supporting Poor Boys RC and RTR Hobby. Moving on, guys, I wanted to talk about the Speedrun challenge again. So I'm getting a lot of emails and messages. So share this info with your friends because I think we're going to have a really big turnout this year. So again, guys, we announced the chassis on June 1st. That'll be the big chassis announcement. You've got the entire month of June to buy your chassis if you don't already have it and start making it go fast. The contest officially starts on July 1st and it ends July 31st at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So the month of June, you're going to be fine-tuning your car. You're going to be testing tires, battery combinations, finding good places to run. That's a huge challenge. And remember, we're going to have 3 classes. I might have a 4th. We'll announce that in June. But remember, basically, you're looking at either having a brushed car, a brushless car, or an open car. Open's kind of for like the wild men, the guys that are doing a lot of 3D printing, using AutoCAD to design different types of parts and gears. Open class, you can do anything you want. Brushed and brushless kind of represent the meat and potatoes of the racers. So come July, you'll have to know which class you're in. So make sure you have that determined throughout the month of June. Again, we're going to race the entire month of July. Then at the end of July, I'm going to gather up all the results. We're going to have prizes for the top 3 racers in each category. And then we also do like one extra prize for the person that's kind of like a best in show or like showed most heart kind of a thing. Kind of like a fan favorite, like a crowd favorite winner gets a prize. In the past, it's been like somebody that's really worked hard, but just not really turned out the results, put a lot of time and effort into it. We've given prizes to people that are just like really gracious with sharing information, showing others how to go fast and kind of coaching others along. So there's prizes for all the winners. And this year, guys, I've got a star-studded array of sponsors with a ton of awesome prizes coming. More on that later. And I wanted to take a minute to talk about Saturday's video. Guys, that's a video style that I don't normally dive into, but I felt the need to do it for obvious reasons. And I just wanted to say a huge shout out to everybody that took the time, including a lot of YouTubers, a lot of big YouTubers, Tom Lee, Discipline RC, Derby City RC, guys that are just out there doing great work. And these are the guys that I'm talking about. These are guys that have families at home. They got mortgages, they got bills to pay, working a full-time job, coming home, making amazing, super entertaining RC car videos and reviews, and doing it with a big smile on their face and putting smiles on our faces. It's so awesome that just to see that huge outpouring of support from everybody. So many viewers that don't normally leave comments, left, a lot of great positive feedback comments. So thanks to all of you guys, because I'll tell you, sometimes, you work and work and work at this and people poo-poo on you for free RC10 4-wheel drives that aren't free at all. And so it wasn't about creating like a bitch session, so to speak. It was really more to kind of create some awareness about what it's like in the day of a life of a YouTuber. What is it really like? It really is funny seeing that. I think there was a comment in there, someone said that Tom Lee was sponsored by Arma. He gets all his kits for free. And he jumped right in there to correct that. So these misconceptions happen. I think it's easy to sit back and see someone with a big collection of any one brand or multiple brands and say they must be getting it all for free. You'd be surprised how often we're not. We're just adults that are very irresponsible with our spending and spend way too much money on this where we should be investing this into our retirement funds. All the naysayers will be laughing when I'm 75 and I can't retire, but I've got 300 RC cars that are a lot of fun to stare at. Anyway, shout out to everybody that contributed to that video. Thank you all so much because it was just such an overwhelming positive response. I don't put my heart on the line a whole lot like that. Don't really put it out there a whole ton. So to have done that and to have received that overwhelming positive response from you guys was beyond rad. You guys are the best. Thank you. Okay, back to RC cars. Guys, my Kyosho Dirt Master, this raffle is not going very well. It seems like other people aren't very interested in this buggy, or maybe I just haven't got the word out. I'm really bad at promoting, so I've got to do a better job of self-promoting. But guys, this guy is available on raffle right now. Tickets are £2, which is about $2 USD, which is about 350 Canadian dollars today. But you can win this guy. It's a great car. This thing's brand new. I just did a little bit of speed testing with it. It is mint condition, not a scratch on it. It's got a nice Spectrum Firma 3300 kV brushless motor ESC combo in here. And these are just awesome all-around buggies. These are based on the Kyosho Ultima SB platform, and all of the Ultima SB upgrade parts, as far as I know, as far as what I read on Kyosho's site, work on this chassis. So you can upgrade the shocks and all sorts of cool things. Not that you really need it, because I'll tell you, I raced the cousin to this car, the Dune Master, this weekend, and it was awesome. That'll be Wednesday's video. That's a whole separate video that you guys will see that car in action. But yeah, guys, the Dirt Master is available. I got a link down in the description box below and a pinned comment where you can grab it. Oh, and I'll ship that thing anywhere in the world for free, as long as you can ship there. If you live in Antarctica and they don't ship there, then that's not on me. Sorry. So talking about the cousin of the Dirt Master, the Dune Master, guys, I had this thing at the track on Friday night. It was awesome. I had to really muck around to figure out like just kind of my driving setup on it. I was struggling at first where I had like pretty much no off power steering. And on the track that we had set up this week, we had a pretty tight section with a couple tight turns at the end after a long straightaway. And I was having a really hard time getting the car to turn through those turns. I made a bunch of different tuning setup changes, and I finally got it working by the end of the night. And the biggest change that I made, that was the most impactful change, was with my battery. I was also using this race night as a chance to test some new CNHL batteries. More on that later. That's going to be Wednesday's video. Shout out to CNHL for awesome batteries. So I was testing a couple shorties, lithium high voltage, 4600 and a 6400. And at first I had the batteries kind of mounted, I had them pushed forward in the battery tray. And I was just struggling. I was just struggling to get off power steering. When I finally moved the battery to the back portion of the battery tray, man, this thing just hooked up so much better. It worked really, really well. And running the 12-turn 550 brushed motor in the back there, it was actually a really good motor, guys. I mean, it worked well on the track. It had tons of grunt. I was kind of wheeling sometimes because I'm on carpet, super high grip surface. These tires worked really well on the carpet as well. So that was a fun night. I'll have that video for you guys on Wednesday, but you can see a little bit of carpet rash up there at the top of the body. I'm gonna have to clean that up. We still got carpet gunk inside all of the wheels. Look at that one, all gunky. Back wheels are all full of carpet still. But yeah, shout out to all the guys at Souk Scale Racing. Like, they're just so fun. I'm kind of the weird guy that shows up with like weird Tamiyas and Kyoshos, and they've got a bunch of like race spec buggies. So it's always a good conversation starter when I show up with like 3 wacky vehicles and people are like, what the hell is that thing? Can't say enough about that crew. If you're ever on Vancouver Island, make sure you check out Souk Scale Racing. Good bunch of dudes. Oh, and before I change gears from this thing, one thing that I learned this weekend racing was that like every weekend I'm bringing like 2, 3, sometimes 4 cars that I've never really driven on a track before. So you can imagine, like, by the time you kind of start getting one working well, then you jump to the next one and you have to kind of learn that car. So let's just say there's some times where like I'm just all over the road when I'm racing. I got to find like 2 or 3 cars to like dial in as my race cars. I think this is going to be one of them because it just worked so well on the track. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. You guys have seen me race a bunch of these cars before. Let me know if you think there's one on the shelf back there that maybe you'd like to see on the track, or one that you think I could really modify and tune up nicely to make it really like a nice high performance machine. I think this car's got the chops to do it. It's got the DNA to do it. But let me know what you guys think. So you might be wondering which other vehicles I brought to the track, guys. I brought the DT04, and it, you know, I got a lot of laughs. People are like, what is this thing, man? Why is this at a track? You know, there's guys with like $1,000 race spec buggies, and I've got this thing. But listen, it got a lot of laughs. I mean, this thing, it's a brick. Like, it weighs so much, even compared to the Dune Master. Like this is a chunky monkey. But guys, I did not make it very far. I think I turned 2 laps, and I had to put this guy back on the shelf. So I don't have a ton of running footage for you guys for Wednesday, because I put one of those kind of the Amazon special servos in here. I think it's a 20 or 25 kg. I forget exactly which one. And it's a good all-round servo. And I like the fact that it's waterproof, because as you guys know, I run on sand a lot. So I like to use a lot of fresh water when I'm done cleaning. It's nice to have a waterproof servo. So I tried it, but it was too slow. And I'm running the Hobbywing 1060 ESC. So I don't have a programmable BEC with this one. So I was pretty stuck with just how fast my steering was going to go. And with the tight section that we had on the track, like I was doing like 3-point turns. I couldn't get it to turn and hook up enough. So the DT04 did not get much track time. I would have to put a different servo in here. Maybe change the ESC to like a 1080 where I have some programmable BEC. I can get a little more speed. More on that later. I do want to see this guy back on the track though. And since we're talking about servos, guys, these Endura shorties, I get these on Amazon. These are 22 kgs. They've got good specs on them. They work really well, and they're not very expensive. That's what I had in the Dune Master, and my steering was really, really nice. So if you guys are looking for, I mean, it's not a race spec servo. It's more kind of budget friendly, but it works well. So something to think about. I'll throw a link in the description box down below. After taking that thing racing, I think I bought 10 of these. I got 10 of these coming because I like them so much. Now, the highlight of the episode and the highlight of Souk Scale racing on Friday night was the Tamiya TT01e Bughaira Fat Fox. This truck is awesome. If you've ever considered racing these cars, do race these cars. If you're at a race club somewhere and you're thinking, hey, do we ever want to get into these? Yes, do it. These things are so fun to race. I mean, it's a touring car chassis, right? It's a 4-wheel drive, tried-tested and true, inexpensive touring car chassis platform. And guys, like right out of the box, like even the tires that I've got on here, these are the stock tires, and they hook up so well. I mean, I had chatter going on through some of the turns. I got a ton of footage. You'll see it all on Wednesday. This is fun spec racing. This is the most fun spec racing in my opinion. This thing is like box stock. I've got ball bearings in it, oil-filled shocks. What else are we allowed to do? You're running a torque tune motor, 2S max. You're allowed to put a cooling fan on your motor, which I did. Aluminum prop shaft, which I didn't install. I will though. Oh, and front CVDs. Other than that, this thing is box stock. Even the stock tires. Actually, the wheels aren't stock. These were a slightly different wheel. Reason being, one of the guys there, Dale, shout out to Dale, mentioned to me that the stock Fat Fox wheels, the 12 mil hex is only 2 mil deep, whereas these Tamiya rally wheels have a 3 mil deep hex area. So it's a much stronger wheel. It won't break as easy as the other ones do, the stock ones would. But yeah, guys, not only do these cars just look awesome ripping around the track, they perform great. It's just a really fun race class. And one of the things that I realized when racing these, if you tip over, this body is so tall, you never actually, or very rarely actually flip onto your lid. You kind of just flip onto your side. And if you're lucky, you can kind of just, hit the throttle, spin the car around and get it right back on its wheels and keep going. So I could self-correct faster than I'd be marshaled half the time, which was fantastic. All in all, huge miles per mile with this car. So if you guys are looking at a cool, fun spec race class, definitely try and check this out. A little bit of feedback I want to give you guys too. You can see the front of that body there. It's definitely taken some bumps. Rubbin's racing, right? So I used On Point paints for this. Some of you guys were asking me for some feedback on the On Point paint system, especially now that here in Canada, you can't get Tamiya paint. This is 100% On Point. And I'll tell you guys, I mean, check that out. That body took some serious abuse. There was a couple of head-on collisions, from either me screwing up or somebody else, screwing up and having a head-on collision. So this thing took a real pounding, and that paint is not flaking, not chipping. There's a tiny little bit right down there, but guys, it's so minimal. So definitely, some positive feedback on the On Point paints. But again, this body was also prepped properly. That's probably the most important thing when doing a body paint job. Just like in the real car world, you can put a beautiful paint job on there, but if it's not prepped right, the paint won't stick. So I made sure I washed this body really well, knowing it's going to be taking a lot of bumps. I washed it really, really well. I took a gray Scotch-Brite pad. I scuffed up the inside of it to give it some mechanical adhesion, washed it again, and then sprayed it. So it's got all the little things working for it to help keep that paint where it needs to be. So that was just beyond fun. That was awesome. So that's gonna be your Wednesday video this week, is some race action with these bad boys. What else can I tell you guys? Oh, this coming weekend is a long weekend here in Canada, and we're gonna be off-grid camping from Friday till Monday. So I try to be very interactive with you guys in my comments section and on social media, that kind of stuff. And I won't be for those 3 days because I will not have internet signal where I am. So if I'm ghosting you, that's why. I'll get caught up with you guys on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday of next week. But yeah, there's this beautiful spot that we go to, guys. I'm gonna bring the drone and get some footage for you guys because you gotta see it. It's one of these things you gotta see to believe. There's kind of this hidden little horseshoe shaped waterfall. It's just absolutely awesome. So I will not be around this weekend to hang out and talk to you guys. So congrats once again to David Bernstein in the USA for winning this bad boy, and Han Solo in Denmark for winning this one. And shout out to all you guys that dropped the Totally Tubular to try and win. We'll be doing more of these giveaways later. I like giving stuff away. We've got some great sponsors that have come on board with Poor Boys RC so far in 2025. And I'll keep doing my best to make sure I can get some free goodies into your hands. Guys, thanks so much for watching the show. Have an awesome week and be excellent to each other.